Hey Capricorn, this is Camille from Millennial Tarot and welcome to your April 2018 reading. Just a quick little thing I need to get out the way. I'm still offering my personal readings, but instead of them being $5, I am now charging $10, which is still remarkably cheap in comparison. And the reason I felt the need to do this is just because it takes so much effort and energy and I've become inundated with requests and emails, and I just wanted to value my readings higher because of all the value and energy I put into the readings themselves. $10 is still pretty on the low end, so I hope that you still find this something to be taken advantage of. But yeah, now that that is out of the way, I will start your April 2018 reading and see what is coming up for you. You guys currently have, if you're a Sun Capricorn, Moon Capricorn, or Capricorn Ascendant, you either have, either way, you either have Saturn, Pluto, and Saturn conjuncting your moon, your sun, are in your first house currently. So there are a lot of themes right now of working hard. Capricorn is a working hard sign anyway, but you may feel it double doil and trouble at this time. But know that once Mars passes, the more intense work is going to become more diligent over time work, and you will feel a little bit free, a little bit lessened in that regard. But there is a lot of Capricornian energy happening here for a lot of people. So if that speaks to you, just wanted to get that brief astrology talk out of the way. So without further ado, what's up for you? Okay. One more time. Okay. Wow. Starting off the same way as Sagittarius. Oh my lord. You guys, you winter signs, you guys are having fantastic month. I just want to let you know we put all major arcanas. We got the Empress setting up the reading just like Sagittarius. We might have some Sagittarian placements, so it could go hand in hand with that. We have Libra, Justice card coming up here in the middle. And then we have the Magician. Wow. Wow, Capricorn. Sagittarius, I thought Sagittarius was having the best month, which they kind of are. They're having an easier month, but your month is magic. All right, so the general theme is getting to a place, working hard, right? We have Pluto, all those hard-working transits happening Capricorn right now. And you are used to this energy, which I said before. So it may be a time of true blossoming for you, Capricorn. This is like Capricorn on steroids. And the Empress really represents that blossoming, that fertility. And then we have a little diversion here into balance, into working well with others, into dealing with our open enemies, into dealing with how we work with others. All these seventh house matters, Justice, Libra card. But then in the end, deciding that our ultimate reality is going to be based upon our own effort, based upon our own spirituality, the Magician being as above, so below, so it is granted, how you wish is how it will become. Still incredibly lovely month. Let's talk about the Empress. I'm fresh off doing Sagittarius, so I know a lot about the Empress. We're talking about fertility. We're talking about Venusian matters of beauty, of sex, of diplomacy, and of money, of our security, of our well-being, of our self-esteem. This is all second house. Venus rules our second house. It also rules our seventh house. Justice card coming up here to double down on that Venusian energy. This is talking a lot about Empress within and without. Empress within is all about the love that we give ourselves, self-love, self-confidence, moving forward as a self-actualized human being in this world, to the extent that we need to feel beautiful to do so. That's happening. To the extent that we need to feel competent to do so. That's happening. And to the extent that we need to feel graceful and in the ability to weave through life's malfunctions, with a more graceful, kind spirit, that is also happening. So the Empress could be literally the qualities that we are imbuing from the inside as we navigate our outside world. Capricorn being the most earthy of all the earth signs, being very earth-focused, very earthy sign happening here. Here she is lounging in her earth majesty. So Capricorns could be having a very earthly experience right now, and we're not talking about how it was for us, or how it was in January, or how it was in March, where Saturn was just coming in there kind of fucking shit up. This is talking about more, you've gotten used to it, and now you're at this place where you've reached grace with what is happening. You're able to navigate the world a bit more easily and peacefully. The Empress also speaks to our outside world. It speaks to birthing things that we held within to our outside world. And with so many things going on in working hard Capricorn, with the 3 of the Empress representing our Mercury retrograde, our 3rd house, which Mercury rules, this has a lot to do with now we're going to communicate our talents. Now we're going to communicate our ideas. Now we are going to communicate or think about how we should communicate, rather. If you're Capricorn, Mercury retrograde works opposite sometimes for a lot of people. For me, it's a very great time because Mercury is my chart ruler. For others, it throws people off. So either way, you're either going within, Mercury retrograde traditional, or you're having a very productive time, Mercury retrograde that they don't talk about, the upsides. So that's happening here, and it's happening in our 3rd house of mechanics, of communication, short distance travel, siblings, all these things, talking on video, social media, all of it, even though this is more of an Aquarian thing. So this is talking about birthing things. So I'm also getting an indication that you got good news from somebody. You got good news via communication, obviously, but more techie. You got it through somebody, or you're gonna get it. Really having a ball, as it has to do with your social spheres. The 3rd house, 3 of Cups, celebration, Gemini, getting out there, social charm and wit. This is something that you're really, capitalizing on and really getting out there. But you're doing so more with a Capricornian edge. So this is talking about if you're networking for your job. You're networking for a position to get something, to show yourself as being the utmost authority and having the utmost, agency over something. Capricorn ruling our 10th house of status and social climbing. And, the Empress brings it back down to a more carnal, physical place, and because you're doing so well in the world, you're feeling good in your body, you're feeling on top of it, you're feeling sexy, you're feeling beautiful, you're feeling confident in that way. These are all Empress things. In general, taking something from gestating inside of our belly, we think of a physical pregnancy, an actual pregnancy, or more likely gestating inside of our brain. 3rd house being Gemini, Mercury ruling our intellect, and then birthing it out into the world. We have the inscription of Venus, so matters of diplomacy, kindness, sex, money, beauty, lounging around, indulgence, having good food, good wine. This is all something that's happening for you, or you're gonna. The Justice card, the other Venus card, because Venus is Taurus, our 2nd house. But Venus also represents our 7th house of getting along with others. So as you're out here social networking, as you're out here making ingresses into your work life, your public career, your love life, whatever it is for you, you have to find some balance between you feeling yourself and you having to be there for other people. That's what's coming up, or working well with other people. There's an inclination or there's a tendency where we are feeling so good on our own, and then we go out in the world and we have to deal with people, and it could threaten to lessen that confidence that we have. It can threaten to lessen, our how we feel about what we are worth. And so the Justice card is coming in to say balance the scales. And where we were here, Empress, dealing more in the terms of earthly things, dealing more with how I'm feeling, what I can see, what I can touch, the tangible things of life. We have Justice here, the Libra card, holding the sword of reason, holding the sword of thought, of objectivity, of discipline, not discipline, of detachment, rather. So stepping away from something. So Empress is very much in your face. It's very palpable. It's very earth. We can see it. We can touch it. And Justice is more, let's pull back. Let's be more airy. Let's imbue a different side of Venus. Venus ruling Taurus, earth, also ruling Libra, air. Let's find some balance between, ooh, I'm feeling so good, ooh, I'm going to indulge, ooh, I'm going to go out here in the world, ooh, I'm going to make moves, and also, let's put some forethought into it. Let's think about our tactical strategies. Let's think about how we can work with other people. Let's think about detaching a little bit and not being too all consumed by it, and not being too, marred in the greatness that we lose ourselves a little bit. So Justice is employing, even the man himself in the card, is employing a little bit more objectivity, a little bit more reason. Not to say that what you're going through is, you need to be more reasonable about it as if it's like fake or phony. Just to say, don't lose your head during this very awesome time. Also to say, work with how you're working with others. Working with others is going to be what catapults your success. If you're an enterprising Capricorn, status relies on people with us and people seeing us that way, right? So this is really throw on your charm with other people as well. This is not to, don't be like high up on your horse, I'm the shit, that really start treating people like shit. Not saying that you're doing that, but that could be a Capricornian edge or very sharp. with other people. So be a little bit more graceful in your dealings with others, and know that as you do that, your relationship with others will become easier. So we start off with the Empress. We digress a little bit into, okay, we need to work better with others. We need to employ some rationality here. And then we move back up into the Magician. And all major arcana cards speak to this is something important happening in your life. They tell us the bigger secrets. The major arcana tells us the bigger truths, the bigger things, and the minor arcana are just dealing with other people, day-to-day things. This is something big happening in your life. And the Magician is as above, so below. As you wish, so it is done. So as we learn the lessons of Libra, and as we enjoy the lessons of the Empress and Taurus, by de facto Taurus, we need to get out here into the Magician, which is, okay, I've learned these things. How am I going to put it to use? What is it that you want to see in your life? Do I want to see a new relationship? Do I want to continue this job thing? Do I want to continue, whatever? Or do I want to start something completely new? The Magician has domain over cups, pentacles, swords, and wands. And he's the beginning of the tarot deck. He's on the cover of the tarot deck. He is tarot himself. He is divinity itself. So you are at a very attractive time. Just like Sagittarius, we're talking about attractive physically, but also attractive energetically. And that comes back into dealing well with others, pulling the right people in with our frequencies. The Magician speaks to pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to your own divine power. As you think, so it will be. Watch what you're thinking. Watch what you're doing. Make sure it's all positive and make sure it's all sexy. The Magician also speaks to, cultivating a spiritual life. And so don't get too glamored by all the things that are going very well for you or that will be going well for you. And to remember to keep a type of spiritual center. And when you do that, anything can form. Anything can come from that. The Magician is really, what do you want to see? It's going to happen. And it's happening in the outcome. So this is not something that is already happening. This is not something, this is the potential for happening. So this sees you even going past April. This sees you going into May, into the summer, continuing to draw upon the things that you wish to see and knowing that they will come. It's an extremely powerful time for you, both in tarot and with the planets, all in your house moon, whatever your Capricorn is. If you're watching this video, you got Capricorn somewhere. That's why you're watching it, right? There's a lot of stuff going on with you, and it's happening in your career. It's happening with your status. It's happening with your dealings with others, and it's happening with your money. It's going to be a very, very, very good month for you, Capricorn. Ugh, I'm tired of y'all. I hope the Aquarius reading is good. Anyway, Capricorn, I love you. Have a fantastic month. Of course, if you need more insight into your situation, you can always hit me up for a personal reading. I will leave my email below. But until then, I will see you in May. Have a great month, you magicians.